What's up, family? Welcome back to another legendary top of the movie reaction video. Get this video a big thumbs up. It helps crush that YouTube algorithm and it's totally free. Comment down below any legendary top of the movie reaction videos you guys want to see. Let's go.
This video is brought to you by Banneker Watches. If yours is perfect and get your watch today.
Basketball time machine.
Hey folks, how's it going? I'm Sean David. Welcome back to the show. Let's talk some old school basketball. Now, with the Last Dance documentary dominating NBA world, I want to make sure that my second favorite player of all time doesn't get forgotten. Now, with Michael Jordan being my number one, Larry Bird being my number two. So in this video, I want to cover a Larry Bird story, or let's say,
I feel like if Larry Bird had more time in the game, he'll be number one. No doubt about it.
my favorite insane Larry Bird story. But before we start with this video, a quick
I feel like the injuries really took a place in that, the shortage. But he still played it out.
The Forbes
Tough, you know.
business, you can start.
to my Patreons. Thanks a lot, you guys, for supporting the show. It's really appreciated. And I would say, let's dig right into it.
Get it.
In the mid-1980s, you had some of the most iconic players in NBA history, if it was a Magic Johnson, a Dr. J, or a Michael Jordan. But even until today, everybody wants to know more about Larry Bird. The guy that can't jump, was super slow, but some way somehow was still able to give you 30 points a night.
See, you don't always have to have the skill. You just have to have the work ethic, outwork everybody.
It's kind of funny. In the last couple of months, I spoke to many NBA legends of that era, and they all basically said the same thing. Slow and can't jump? I gotta be talking about somebody else but Larry Bird. Now, since the game today is a completely different game in comparison to the 80s and 90s, players like Larry Bird are mysterious. Hearing all those crazy trash talk stories, and then seeing that this guy was actually able to back it up, it's just crazy. I mean, the things that Larry used to do are so
It's not crazy. It's a man of integrity.
bold and funny, and just to think that Larry used to trash talk the biggest names in the games, it's just incredible. For example, when Magic Johnson and Larry Bird became friends and the Lakers and the Celtics were playing against each other, there was that one game where Magic had to sit out and watch the game from the bench. And what did Larry Bird do? He walks to Magic and says, "Man, I'm sorry you're not playing, but I'm gonna tell you what, since you're already here, I'm gonna put on a show for you." And what can you say? Larry kept his promise and had a great night, and after every bucket, he looked over to Magic. Or who can forget the game of the Boston Celtics versus the Atlanta Hawks, which to me is the second best Larry Bird trash talk story.
But when you played against somebody, do you remember? Well, you had the Bird night.
I had the
in
Bird
New
night.
This guy never gets old, bro.
Yeah, that was a tough night, man. But when a guy is literally coming up the court, calling his shots, and you know, Bird talked a lot of trash.
And that's in New Orleans.
That's in New Orleans. In that game, we're on the free throw line, and he literally says, left side over across the three, and you're listening to him. That's a tough feeling.
I think Bird went by the bench one time too.
He fell in the bench.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, and he called that one. That was the one where he fell in it. He literally said, off the glass into the trainer.
That man got a words of manifestation as he playing his game.
Yeah, and so it was a bad night.
Bird, 14 seconds, he got fouled. He hit the shot. They're not going to count it.
And what other player in the NBA got the opposite team cheering for them? Like the dude cheering for him on the low on the Hawks.
And Bird falls into Joe O'Toole.
Well, it's kind of hard to top a story like that, and I can definitely understand that this is one of the favorite stories of many Larry Bird fans. But to me, I got a different one. In the playoffs of the 1985 season, the Boston Celtics again would face the Los Angeles Lakers in the finals. The Lakers, with the help of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Magic Johnson, defeated the Celtics 4-2 to defeat the Celtics for the first time in Lakers finals history. Boston could not believe it, since they felt they had the better team. For the 1985-86 season, the Celtics made some major changes to their roster and would have one of the best passing teams of all time.
Well, it makes it easy. Anytime you can work out of the post and you can go and set flare screens and down screens for other players and then keep the ball moving. It keeps the defense off balance and it makes them work hard on the defensive end.
Has 18 points. Oh, what a nice pass by Walton to Bird.
I would feel like Larry and Bill was probably two of the best passing big men in the history of basketball.
That Celtics team was so good that
I ain't gonna lie, man. Larry got some passes up his sleeve.
many of their games were already decided even before the fourth quarter started. The problem
You got these ads, man. You know. Many of the games were decided before it started. Of course, my man got the words of manifestation. He gonna tell you we gonna win.
Like before, but can't bet.
that players with the competitive edge and drive of a Larry Bird sometimes would get bored and mentally check out of the game. One of those nights was the 6th of December in 1985 when the Boston Celtics played against the Portland Trail Blazers. At that time, the Blazers were not yet the powerhouse that they would later become, since Clyde Drexler was still relatively young. That night, Larry Bird had an off night and only shot 34% from the field. What many people of the media overlooked was that Larry still had 11 rebounds and 7 assists, but still the Celtics lost by 18. Both teams would meet again on the 14th of February in 1986 after a
he said he still had 11 rebounds and so assists. The problem is people want to focus on scoring so much. It's still a team effort. You know,
long road trip for the Boston Celtics. Larry was reminded by the press and media that he had a bad game against the Blazers. Bill Walton recalls, "Larry told us all, and the media even, tomorrow night's the last night of the trip and I'm going to play the game left-handed." This was crazy, even for Larry Bird. The Blazers obviously also read the newspapers and decided to put the very athletic Jerome Kersey on Bird to make sure that Bird's promise would be an empty one.
Boy, Mug, look at it. Get out of here, boy. We playing football, boy.
Tonight's matchup, another lineup change by the coach. He's installed Jerome Kersey in the starting lineup.
Well, he's put a tiger in the tank. He feels that Jerome Kersey is going to give him some aggressiveness, particularly against Larry Bird.
Now it was on. The game started, and Larry Bird did what Larry Bird does.
Larry told all of us and the media, he said, tomorrow night's the last game of the trip. I'm going to play this one left-handed.
So if you look at the matchups, you'll see Kiki Vandeweghe handling Scott Wedman. Of course, Sam Bowie will handle Robert Parrish. And the assignment for Jerome Kersey is to be able to handle a hot-shooting Larry Bird.
Bird. 10-6. Bird against Kersey.
It's crazy because, you know, most of the time you spin like the opposite way of the defense. Like he should have spin like left usually. My man spin in towards the defense into the paint and they did nothing, just looked at it.
Traps. Bird is open.
Larry Bird over Kersey. Doesn't matter where he is. Paxson. Rebound Ainge. Well, Bird's still down there.
There's nothing you can do about that when a guy
coming down to the 3-minute mark. Second quarter. Wedman for Parrish.
Sorry, Fanny, I was dozing out a little bit, but the grind don't stop. Though.
Against Bowie. Too far, Bird's there. 47-46. 16 points for Larry Bird. Parrish. Celtics up there. That's Johnson and Bird.
Yo, Bird pump fakes that just make somebody gravitate to. They instantly have to jump. It's like an instant gratification of jumping. Like
tied again. Feasted for Larry Bird.
Bird with the left hand and it stays.
Left hand, right hand, both hands. Danny Ainge for Bird.
With the little
Gatorade
hook,
is helping.
little hook wrap around, boy. That's tough. You family, do you think Larry Bird started that hook shot like the little wrap around like he just did just now before this ad?
95-90. Bird with 37.
One time, everything has come from the outside, so you really don't take advantage of your advantage.
Did he just push Larry, bro? Like, bro, I would have elbowed.
Bird with 37.
One time, everything has come from the outside, so you really don't take advantage of your advantage.
And they got 3 fouls real quick penetrating. Bird.
What did you get? And just got pooped on, boy. What an and one.
Hoop's good and he's fouled. Shot clock's at 8. Clyde, no whistle. Rebound Bird. They're trying to tie. 10 seconds. You see the time.
Larry. Get a Bird to Larry, bro. Larry is their offense.
Bird ties it. Blazers want time, they call it. 6 seconds to win this thing.
The game went into overtime and Larry Bird now started to use his right hand more often. Up until that point, he already scored more than 20 points with his left hand.
Johnson for Bird.
Now that is a shot you can't give Bird. You can't give him the wide open.
Tight on Larry Bird away from the ball. Dennis Johnson, 10 seconds.
That free throw shot for Larry, that's automatic.
It's the clock. You watch it count down. Blazers up by a point.
Now Bird can't beat you right there. You got to keep him under control. They don't.
And the Blazers have timeout with 3 seconds remaining as Bird goes to 47 points.
This shot would also be the game winner. Bird scored 10 out of his 21
Why did you have to say
field goals against the Portland Trail Blazers with his left hand and finished the game with 47 points, 14 rebounds, and 11 assists. The Celtics won that game 120-119 in overtime. Bird was later asked why he used his left hand so much, and he answered he wanted to save his right hand for the Lakers. It doesn't get any cooler than that. All right, you guys, that's it for
My man is so talented, he could say what hand he want to play with for another team.
today's episode. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and also like the video because I just found out apparently that also helps. Also, if you want to hear more podcasts with me and former NBA legends like...
Well, anyway, family, if you're new to the channel, come join the family. Hit that subscribe button. Turn your post notifications on. Love is love, and let the love supersede the hate. Peace, family.